I saw my rheumatologist beginning of December, and at that point, I wasn't able to make a fist with either hands. I couldn't raise my arms above my shoulders, couldn't reach down to put my socks on, couldn't do up buttons. I couldn't cut any food. It had to be soft so I could chew more easily. I had a lot of trouble with any kind of doorknobs that needed to be twisted. I opened, the bar doors like with my arm and that kind of thing. Stairs were okay going up. I had a hard time coming back downstairs. Of course, dressing my children was impossible. Keeping up with them was impossible. They were 7 and 3 at the time. And I was in quite a state. I don't even, it's almost like it would blur almost. It was almost traumatic. The change happened so quickly, and I just felt like a completely different person. So I saw my rheumatologist, and he prescribed what he described as a pretty aggressive treatment. It was medication that would be injected. And there was a whole list of different things that I was going to be doing over the next little while, including joint injections and also participating in an education program that they run through their clinic. So I did that kind of reluctantly, but they were pretty adamant that this would be an important part of my treatment plan, me to be educated, understand the drugs, understand treatments, understand the disease, understand the support that was available, all those things. So I went, and it turned out to be just what I needed. I needed the information to feel confident about the treatment plan. There was a whole team of people that came around to kind of discuss my plan. They were interacting with my treatment with me and really dispelled a lot of myths, helped me to work through some of my fears about the drugs and the changes I would have to make in my lifestyle and all of that. So that happened all within about a month. And so it would have been like mid-January, let's say, before I was sort of done all the education and sort of moving on to, independent management of my disease. And I noticed a little bit of change right off the bat, but what was most troubling, I suppose, was the side effects from the medications were pretty significant. I felt really, really lousy from the drugs, but was reassured that it takes a little while to kind of become more used to how they feel, and your body kind of adapts and that kind of thing. So I pushed through, and maybe mid-February, by then I was noticing significant changes. I was dressing myself. I didn't have any limitations. It was just some more painful joints, I'd say, almost as though like after you'd sprained your ankle, your joint feels weak and a bit sore, but the joint itself was moving well. I could do everything I needed to do. They were just weak and sore. So that was February. And then by middle of March, I remember specifically, we went to Florida with my parents and my brothers, and we all went down, and I decided that I was going to start running again. So I went for some beach runs and was able to rest, in between. It wasn't like I was going to work and whatever. So that was fantastic. I couldn't believe it. My appetite had sort of come back. I was feeling less headaches, less nausea, and I was starting to feel a little bit stronger with the ability to introduce activity again. So my joints felt better, and I was feeling better. I was thinking, oh, maybe I really am gonna go back to the old Carrie and be able to be active again, and back full swing into work and being a mom and all the social life and all of that. So March was a big turning point for me, that there was light at the end of the tunnel. It wasn't going to be pain and fatigue and nausea and headaches for the rest of my life. So I think that was a big turning point for me that month.